Welcome to Malvern Theatre Company Online and Episode 1 of Missing Paul. Our play is a collaboration between 6 local writers: Horrie Leek, Pam Christie Birkett, Alison Campbell Rate, David Collins, Chris Hodson and Alison Knight. It was intended as a diversion during the height of the corona pandemic earlier in the year, and Malvern Theatre agreed that it deserved an audience. So this is a world premiere. The writers knew each other through community theatre. However, in writing the play, there was no overall plot laid out, and each could take the storyline in whatever direction she or he chose, using their gift of imagination to the fullest. Well, they certainly let their imaginations run wild. Twists and turns, red herrings, false impressions. You, our audience, are in for an intriguing journey. Before I introduce our cast, just to let you know that they're all practicing safe social distancing, recording from their own homes. And as in the rehearsed play readings that Malvern has been presenting on stage recently, there are only a few props and an indication of the setting of each scene. So, firstly, let me introduce Jessica Simons.
Hi everyone, I'm playing Kate Carmichael, Paul and Karen's daughter.
Alison Knight.
Hello, I'm playing Karen Carmichael, Paul's wife, and mother to Trevor and Kate.
Ryan Farbush.
Hi, I'll be playing Trevor Carmichael, Paul and Karen's son, and the brother of Kate.
Chris Hodson.
Hi there, I'm playing Arthur Murphy and a passerby.
Rick Birkett.
I'll be playing Gregory Harmon.
Pam Christie Birkett.
Hi, I'll be playing the mysterious Madeline.
Alison Campbell Rate.
Hi there, I'll be playing Sarah Noakes.
And David Collins.
Hi there, I'll be playing Paul Carmichael. Karen is my wife, and Kate and Trevor are my children.
The play is set in various locations, and so we have a narrator, Mandy Murray, who will explain where the action is taking place, and as necessary describe the physicality of the action. So, let your imagination take flight. Be ready to discover, is Paul really missing? Who is missing him? Is he alive or not?
Kate sits at the table with a book, facing the audience. She opens the book to read it, but it is obvious she is not concentrating. After a short while, Karen enters. She carries several pieces of mail which she casually looks at before placing them on the table.
How was your day?
Okay,
Trevor home?
haven't seen him.
How come our mail is always exclusively bills? You had a drink?
I had a Coke.
I'm going to make some tea. You want some?
No thanks.
Karen exits to kitchen. Kate closes the book and moves to gaze out the window in the fourth wall. She is somewhat tense.
Didn't you have netball this afternoon?
I didn't go.
Are you okay?
I'm okay, I didn't feel like it.
That's not like you.
No.
After a pause, Karen enters with a mug of tea. She sits at the table. Kate returns to sit with her.
So what's the problem?
Nothing.
Kate, darling, I know you. And I know you wouldn't let the team down. So there must be something bothering you.
The kids at school, Jane, said that it isn't true, that he isn't dead.
I never said that he was dead.
But that's what you believe, isn't it?
Your father disappeared. He simply disappeared. That sometimes happens in places like that. People disappear. That doesn't mean that he's dead. There's no proof one way or the other.
But you believe he is, don't you?
We've tried to find him. You know all that. The government has explored every avenue. The company has made every possible inquiry. We've never discovered even the slightest trace of him, so
Mum, I know all of this. I know that they've tried to find him for the past 3 years, but I don't want to believe that he's dead. I've never wanted to believe that.
I know, darling, I know.
I love him so much, Mum, and I miss him so much. It's really strange because sometimes I find it hard to picture him clearly in my head.
What did Jane say exactly?
She said that her father was talking to a friend who knows Dad, and he said, the friend, that it was all too convenient, too neat.
You mean the money?
Yes. The money disappeared, and so did Daddy. And I've never believed that he stole it. And you've always said...
I don't believe it either, Kate. You know that.
I know you've always said that you didn't believe he'd steal the money.
Darling, I've known and loved your father all this time, before and since. I still love him, and I know that he wasn't capable of embezzling the company's funds. Believe me, he's just not capable of doing that.
So who took it? The money?
No one knows. And your father's disappearance made it very convenient for them. It was just assumed that he did it.
But don't they have to have proof for a thing like that? Jane said that this man, this friend of her father, said that there were documents missing that Daddy had access to, and that they would provide the evidence.
That's only speculation, darling. The money, the documents, and Paul all vanished at the same time. But that doesn't prove he stole them. I'll never believe that he did that.
And the other thing?
Until they find him, we must always hope.
Trevor says he's dead.
Your brother is more practical than us, Kate. He likes everything to be neat and tidy.
Like his room.
Like his room. A place for everything. He finds it more comfortable to accept that Paul has gone. He can simply slot him into a special place in his mind and get on with his life.
You've got on with yours.
I've had to earn a living, darling.
I don't know how you've been able to just put it aside, go to work, all that stuff.
Well, believe me, it would have been much easier just to give up and let whatever happens happen. But that would have been the coward's way out. Paul wouldn't have wanted me to just give up on us, the family. He loved us very much. You know that, don't you, Kate?
Loved?
Loved, loves, whatever. I had to be strong for him and for us. Kate, whatever happens, whatever should turn up in the future, we have to keep going. We have to live our lives with or without Paul.
I'll never give up. I'll never stop hoping.
Know that. But look, I've always told you this. We may never know, Kate. We may never find out what happened over there, and in the meantime, you have to get on with things, school and university. You just have to concentrate on your goals.
But Jane said...
Oh, forget what Jane said. She doesn't know. No one knows. He's been made a scapegoat because it suits the people at the company. It suits them. But someone there knows the truth. Someone knows about the money and the documents. Someone is guilty. But not Paul, not your dad. I'll never believe that.
You know something, Mum? Somehow, and don't ask me how, someday I'm going to find out what happened over there. I'm going over there and...
That's nonsense, darling. That's kid stuff. I couldn't find anything, and I was there 3 days after he was reported missing. I spoke to everyone who'd known him, who'd had contact with him in the weeks before, and there was nothing. He just disappeared as if into the air. And if there had been any clue, any pointer as to where he was, I'd have found it then.
I guess so.
Believe me, Kate, I tried everything possible. It was just hopeless.
Jane said something else. That there is another possibility.
What do you mean?
A woman. She said that he could have met another woman and got away with her.
I've never, ever considered that. But why raise this now? We haven't talked about it in a very long time.
Do you think it's possible?
Kate, I've never told you this, but there was gossip, innuendos, a couple of mysterious phone calls at night. A few months before, someone told me they saw him in a coffee shop with a woman and that they seemed, well, intimate.
I don't believe that. Did you ask him about it?
Yes. He laughed and said it was nonsense, that it was just a work colleague. Her name was Madeline, and that I shouldn't listen to gossip. So I accepted his explanation, and as time passed, there was nothing else to indicate that he was unhappy here. No unexplained absences, no more phone calls, no more mysterious work colleagues, so I decided it was just gossip and put it behind me.
But Jane said...
Forget what Jane said. I believed your dad. It was just office gossip. So, I better start thinking about dinner. Trevor will be home any minute and hungry as usual.
I did the potatoes, defrosted the steaks.
Thank you, darling.
The sound of a doorbell is heard off stage.
Who could that be? Maybe Trevor forgot his key this morning.
I'll go.
Kate exits as Karen rises and examines the mail and again tosses it aside. Kate re-enters.
Who was it? Trevor?
No, it's a woman. She's in the hall.
A woman? What does she want?
She asked to see you. She says she wants to talk to you about Dad. She's a work colleague. Her name is Madeline.
Karen slowly sits. They stare at each other.
Mum?
Karen rises wordlessly and goes out to the hall to see Madeline, patting Kate reassuringly on the shoulder as she passes her. Kate turns and watches her go, and then, as the door closes behind Karen, she crosses quickly and puts her ear against it. Trevor enters from the door on the other side.
Mum, what's for dinner? What the hell are you doing? Oh, what's going on? Are you eavesdropping on Mum?
Will you please shut up? This is important. It's about Dad.
What?
It's a woman that he worked with. She might know something.
Oh, Kate, we've been through this before. Stop getting your hopes up. It always ends up the same. He's gone.
But Trevor...
Stop it, Kate. Just stop.
Trevor leaves. Kate moves back to the table and sits. She looks close to tears. She stares sightlessly at the flowers, and then her gaze shifts downwards to the pile of mail. Something catches her attention in the pile and she removes one of the letters from it.
Nancy Carmichael. Nancy. Nancy. Mum!
She opens the letter and begins to read, but is interrupted by Karen re-entering the room.
Hold on, sweetheart. Is Trevor home yet? I need to speak to you both.
Yes, he went to his room.
Can you please get him for me?
Okay, but...
Now, please, honey.
Kate rises and goes out to fetch Trevor, still clutching the letter. Karen paces and goes to a cupboard from where she gets a bottle of scotch and pours a small glass to steady herself. Kate re-enters with Trevor. They stand in silence looking at Karen. Drinking scotch in the afternoon is most unusual for her.
Okay, let's sit for a minute. Okay.
Mum, what's going on?
I've just had a visit from a woman who knows your dad.
Mum?
Please, darling, don't interrupt. I need to concentrate as I'm still trying to get things straight in my own mind. Madeline. That's the woman's name. Madeline has known your father since they were children. She works for an organisation, and I'm sorry, but I can't tell you very much about it right now for security reasons, but I can tell you that they have reason to believe that your dad is alive.
What are you talking about?
Josh, please let me finish. We don't have any details yet of how and where he is. Madeline said that your dad helped her organisation and was caught and framed over the money and held captive. But she now believes that he's escaped. She said that we may be in danger now as his former captors will want to have leverage over Dad and the people who are assisting him. She wants us to pack a few things tonight and she will come and get us early in the morning.
I don't understand. If this is true, why hasn't Madeline come forward before? How could she let us believe that he... Bitch!
Oh, sweetheart. No, I know, but she couldn't. She didn't know herself all of it, and she was in danger too, and still is. These people are powerful and have a far reach, apparently.
Mum, how do we know that she isn't one of them?
What?
Do we really know that we can trust what she says? Why haven't we heard from her until now?
I was wary at first too, darling, but when I quizzed her, she told me things about your dad's childhood that only someone who knew him and his family intimately would know. I feel that we can and have to trust her.
Mum,
I know this is extremely hard for us all to take in right now.
No, Mum, please listen. There's something else.
Trevor, looking ashen, gets up unsteadily and leaves to go to his room.
Katie, I'm sorry. I have to go and try to talk to Trevor. I promise I'll listen when I get back. Can you finish preparing the dinner? I doubt we'll have much appetite, but we have to eat.
Karen exits. Kate watches her leave, brings out the letter and sits studying it for a moment, then opens it out carefully. She reads.
Mum! Trevor! Mum! Trevor!
Karen enters, followed by Trevor.
Kate? What's happened? Are you all right?
The letter, it's him. It's Nancy and Carson. It's him. It's Dad. It's really true. He's alive.
Katie, steady, love. What are you saying?
It's Nancy and Carson. It's Dad.
Katie, dear, settle down. Even I can't understand you.
Oh, Trev. There was a letter addressed to Nancy Carmichael, and
I saw that. I thought it must have been wrongly addressed.
Who's Nancy Carmichael?
it's me. Look, when I was younger, I was really into Nancy Drew, and Dad and I used to have a game where we play secret investigators, and he'd call me Nancy, and I'd call him
Carson?
Yeah. And we even had our own secret code. I read the letter, and it's in our code. It's true. I swear. Here, I'll read it. My dearest Nancy, I write this from a hidden place where I must stay for a time, and I use our code as this must remain our secret. I'm so sorry this has happened, and I can't tell you how much I miss and love you and your mother and Trevor. I was framed and held captive all this time, but I've been rescued. And now I must clear my name before I can come back to you. Now, darling, I want you to be calm, but so I know that you are safe, I need for you all now to get to our summer place as quickly as you can. I will contact you there. You must tell no one and trust no one until you hear from me. I love you all so much, Carson.
Dad?
All hug as the lighting fades to black. The next scene takes place in a small room somewhere in the Far East. Two men, one sitting at a table in front of a laptop computer, Gregory Harmon, and Arthur Murphy, who is pacing the floor, occasionally looking at his mobile phone screen.
But why doesn't she call?
Patience. She'll call.
Why do we have this bloody interminable wait? We're wasting time. We should have gone long ago. Shit, Harmon. Why are you always so friggin' calm?
Well, we can't all be men of action, Murphy. Some of us are lovers, not fighters.
Oh. Who are you loving now, then?
You mean what? And the answer to that is right here.
Murphy looks quizzically at him and goes to look at the computer screen that Harmon is referring to. A smile broadens across his face.
Like I told you, you can catch a lot more flies with honey.
We are now at the family's summer house. Karen is sitting curled up on the sofa, fondly watching Kate and Trevor playing a game of Scrabble on the floor. All are dressed in casual, warm clothes, as it's very cold out.
Oh, what's that? That's not a word.
It is too.
Narkled?
Yep.
Okay, what's it mean?
Well, it's the past tense of to be snarky.
Oh.
Are you two warm enough? I'm afraid this place wasn't built for winter habitation.
Oh, we're fine, Mum. If we put on any more layers, we won't be able to move.
How about some cocoa, then? I could definitely use a hot chocolate fix.
Kate and Trevor both nod quickly, smiling, and resume their game. Karen moves to the very basic kitchenette and gets out the cups and puts on the kettle and gazes out the window as it boils.
Triple word score. Take that.
Oh, come on.
Karen's mobile phone suddenly rings. They all jump and look to where it sits on the coffee table. Karen tries to look nonchalant as she answers it, but fails.
Hello? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been called out of town on business. No, I don't know how long. Okay, yeah. That's fine. Bye. Biscuits. That's what we need. Just the thing with cocoa.
Mum.
Yes, sweetheart?
It's okay. You don't have to put on this brave face thing for us. We're okay. And Dad is okay. He'll get word to us soon. I know it.
Yeah, and you know how I hate it when Katie did's right. But she is.
You know how much I love this place. We used to come here when I was a girl. It was our family holiday place. Came every summer when I was growing up. When your dad and I got married, we didn't have much money, so we even had our honeymoon here. On our 10th anniversary, he bought it for me.
We love it too, Mum.
It's always been our special place. I remember when Trev and Dad went fishing and the boat sprung it.
A noise from outside. They all freeze and listen.
What was that?
Karen motions for them to sit down, and she goes to the window quietly and peeks out at the edge. It's getting dark, but there is a small shadow that flits past.
It's okay. I think it was a possum, or the little ginger cat from Noakes's farm. Come on, let's finish up and get to bed. It's been a very long couple of days. I think we're all getting a bit tired and jumpy.
Do you think we should have told that Madeline person what we were doing?
No way. Dad said not to tell anyone.
I still don't know. She seemed genuine. The story pretty well matched what we heard from your dad.
I'm sure we've done the right thing, Mum. You'll see. Dad will get another message to us soon. I know he will.
Your dad is the most resourceful man I've ever met. Apart from you, of course, Trevor. And I believe he will too. Now, off to bed, you two. Sweet dreams.
Exit Kate and Trevor. Karen puts away a last couple of things and goes to fully close the curtain by the sink. Stops as she sees another shadow outside. Nervously glances around and then slides the deadbolt across the door, turns off the light, and sits in the semi-darkness, a kitchen knife in her hand.
Stay tuned for episode 2 of Missing Paul, which will be released in early September. My name is Andrew Ferguson and I'm president of the Malvern Theatre Company. And on behalf of the company, I would like to thank Mandy Murray for her narration, all of the cast, and particularly Horrie Leek, who instigated the writing of the script and who has assembled our cast for this presentation. We look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks.